Hey everyone, I have a new game review for all of you. It is off. Oh man, I didn't mean for my lights to turn off. That's so annoying. Hold on. Okay. Turn on. There we go. Speaking of off, is it just me or does something feel off? Hey everyone, how's it going? Total Level here with another review for you. It is Off, the remastered version, a game that originally came out in 2008, so big thanks to PR Pirate, Mortis Ghost, and Fangamer for providing me with the review codes for this game. Really excited for this because I heard a little bit about this game back in the day but never had the chance to play it. It was a game created in RPG Maker 2003. And it was kind of hidden in the internet space, but it's looked really cool, looked like it had this Earthbound type of element to it, and looking into the game a little bit more, Off inspired Undertale, or was one of the games that inspired Undertale, and Toby Fox himself does some of the music for this remaster for some of the battle scenes and things like that, so that's really cool. So yeah, we're going to review this game. Once again, thank you for the review code. We're going to go over the story presentation, graphics, sound, music, gameplay, and then my final thoughts, which I'm going to switch up a little bit, where in my final thoughts I'm going to talk about kind of replay value along with things like why you may want to buy this game and maybe why you might not enjoy this game. The remaster of Off is arriving on PC and Nintendo Switch, and it's going to have a physical at some point for the Nintendo Switch, both a regular edition and special edition, so look forward to that. And without further ado, let's begin the review. I really hope you enjoy. So the story of Off is you as the player, where this game breaks the fourth wall, the NPCs talk to you directly. But as the player, you're controlling a man named the Batter, a man in a baseball uniform, of course, who is on this mission to purify the world. And he gets this kind of guidance from a talking cat named the Judge. And so the Batter is making his way through these 4 zones, killing these specters in order to purify each zone. But something just seems, well, a little off with this. Each zone has a guardian that the Batter kills to purify these zones, and every time a zone is purified, you get shown this boy named Hugo, and you're trying to figure out what the connections are here. And so that's kind of how the game goes. It has this unsettling feeling to it, and while at the start I said this game sort of looked like it had Earthbound vibes to it, it has a little bit of that, but it's very different from Earthbound. It has that weirdness to it for sure, but it has this really big mystery behind it as you're going through each zone, each one of them being a little bit different, where you have one zone that might be like a tall library, another one might be a factory of some kind, right? And throughout the game too, you're doing a lot of these different puzzles, which I will say, if you're playing this game, you will need to write some things down, because the puzzles they have in this game are kind of challenging, or there's a lot of memorization at least with them, and a lot of just trying to think outside the box, and a lot of numbers you have to just remember, right? So I know that can throw some people off, but yeah, it's kind of this linear rinse and repeat, zone to zone to zone, killing every guardian and progressing through the game that way. And for people who have played the original game, this remaster will be a bit fresh for all of you, because the remaster of Off adds new bosses, some area changes here and there. Can't really show too much for spoiler reasons, but it's pretty cool to have these different bosses, these different add-ons for the game to keep it fresh for returning players. So when talking about the graphics of Off, obviously not going to be anything that's going to blow your mind or anything like that, with it being an RPG Maker 2003 game from 2008, but it still creates this really cool atmosphere with what it uses. Going into battles, you have these creepy hand-drawn enemies you're fighting against, and I thought that was really cool, having this black, white, gray kind of battle scene that looked like you're just fighting on someone's sketch paper, right? It was just really neat. And then the world you're kind of exploring, there's parts that have color, other parts that don't, and that just creates this very creepy, unsettling atmosphere. And so graphically, while again, yeah, it's not going to be winning awards for graphics or anything like that, it's able to create a fantastic just environment for the player to play in, which, oh yeah, the player is part of Off here. So like I said at the start, for sound and music, we have some music being done by Toby Fox for some of the battle scenes, and I really like the battle music because it reminds me a lot of Persona, like going through your daily life, especially Persona 3 having that jazzy kind of feel to it. It's really neat and fits well for this game. And then once you get back into just exploring the world outside of battles, it's very haunting. There's parts where there's no music, just the sounds of your footsteps. There's this just ambiance created, and all these characters that you meet that all look the same and have this like kind of voice to it. Just, it gives me chills. And so again, everything with this game just is a little bit off, and you don't know what's going on, what it is, and so the sound design is pretty great for a game of this kind of caliber, right? It's pretty amazing, and I really love the sound design for this. I really enjoyed the kind of jazzy sort of battle music you get for some of the battles, not all of them, but yeah, some of the battles just again have that Persona 3 sort of feel to it for me. When it comes to gameplay, it's pretty simple. Like I said, for story and presentation, you're going through a pretty linear path, going from zone to zone, purifying them, entering random battles, as yeah, it's one of these random encounter battles, which the random encounter rate not too bad, and the battle system itself very basic, but it works for this type of game, especially because this is a pretty short RPG. I beat it in around 7 hours, so I would say for average people, probably anywhere between 5 to 8, maybe 9 hours, right? Which is perfect for this type of game because, again, I feel like some RPGs don't need to be 100 hours long. You can get a great game out of a short RPG like this, and so yeah, I feel like if this game was too long, it would overstay its welcome, especially with the battle system being very just generic, right? Because it's pretty simple. Pick your attack, you attack, enemies will attack you, and there's no button presses you're doing, there's no dodging. It's just kind of pick what you want to do in battle, and your character will just do it, right? And like I said, there's a bunch of puzzles you have to solve, which I will say, not my favorite parts of the game, just because some of the puzzles were just like, wow, this is pretty complicated and took me a while to figure out certain ones because, yeah, I won't say too much, but there's one that involves sound, and that took me a while to figure out because I just did not know where to go, what to do, so that took me a minute to kind of get through that part. And so, yeah, not a big fan of puzzles, especially for RPGs. I love puzzle games, but not necessarily in my role-playing ones, and that's probably the only big thing that I didn't really like about it, because again, battle system, fine, it's fun for what it is, and story, I was invested in going through the game, so yeah, it's pretty cool and pretty solid just game all around. And so, what are my final thoughts of Off, the remastered? So, I really enjoyed the story, I was very invested, I am very invested in these kind of creepy mystery type stories. I want to see where they go. I want to see how me, the player, is involved, because like I said, this game breaks the fourth wall quite a bit in the whole journey. I enjoyed the atmosphere, the sound design was pretty solid, and gameplay, as basic as the turn-based system was, it was still fun to do. What I didn't like though were some puzzles that were throughout the game, and nothing against the game, I don't mind it being short for this type of game, but there is no real replay value. Once you beat it once, you're probably not going to play it through again. And so let's talk about why maybe you wouldn't want to buy this game. So if you're not a big fan of puzzles, yeah, this would probably turn you away quite a bit, because there are a good number of puzzles, not too many, but just enough that could turn some away. And if you're not a big fan of this kind of style of this, or Earthbound or Undertale maybe style, then it might not be for you. But yeah, it's still a lot of fun for a lot of people to check out. And of course, if you're looking for a longer RPG, again, this is a very, very short one. Now, why would you want to buy this game? So, if you have played the original, this is probably worth playing again to see all the changes they made, all the new bosses, things like that. It's very fun story. It's one you want to see through, and yeah, if you enjoy Undertale, you will probably enjoy this game, because you will see how Undertale used a lot of elements from Off, and that's another reason to maybe buy it, see what the influences were. And if you're looking for something shorter, you're not really looking for a 50 to 100 hour RPG, you want something under 10 hours, this one might be for you. So overall, what would I give Off Remaster? I think this game gets a solid 7.5 out of 10 for me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you planning on picking up Off yourself? Have you played the original before? Let me know everything in the comments. Love to hear your thoughts. Once again, thank you so much for the review codes. Like I said, this game is available on PC, Steam, and on the Nintendo Switch, with a physical for the Switch coming sometime next year. So I'll leave a link to their site for Fangamer, where you can pre-order the two editions for physical if you're interested in that. Thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Thanks everyone, have a great rest of your day. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Also follow me on X, Twitch, Bluesky, and I am back on Facebook now. All links will be on my About page, so follow me there. Even if it's just for the skits I do, I need someone to follow me. Okay, probably not the best way to encourage people, but anyways, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone!